You see them posting 10k days, going on luxury trips, buying expensive things, but here's the truth. Your favorite guru trader probably isn't even trading anymore. And in this video I want to break down and kind of show you really how these gurus are just trying to sell you a course or sell you something and kind of just use that as attention to then sell you, and it's just good marketing. And it can be really disheartening and really affect them traders that are trying to make it. So I just want to give you a little bit of context and show you what's really normal in trading. So this is what you'll probably see from most traders, like the glamour and the expensive things. And people believe that this is their life 24/7 when it's just not the case. You know, if that's the cars, the trips, the expensive holidays, and it's everything a young person would want to see and like, oh yeah, that's my dream, so I'm going to go after that. But they have no idea that they're actually just kind of being sold a dream. And this is kind of the trap I fell in as well. Like, we're all victims to this. Like, you know, I saw TGR and that's what got me into trading, but he just sold this dream that trading is all they do, when in all honesty, they're also running other businesses that are very successful. Do you think TGR bought a Conan's egg off of trading? No, he sells a fucking course, and that's why he bought a 3.5 million car. Yeah, but don't get me wrong, like, I have no issue with smaller creators selling a course or a service as long as they're providing like good value and real value, instead of just sending you a useless PDF. Also, a clear way just to tell if someone's scamming you is or not scamming, but, you know, using you, is they'll just sell these courses for extortionate prices. Like, TGR's courses thousands and thousands of pounds. Like, you can learn that on YouTube for free if you want to. Like, it's fine if it's just like, you know, affordable, like 30 quid a month for, like, you know, real value, real calls every day, or, you know, you get the point. But when they're selling shit like this, it's just like obvious. Like, how are people falling for these scams? Like, some of them are so blatant, like guaranteed you can pass a funded, and guaranteed this and guaranteed that. So how did they get to this point? Well, I believe they probably did start off helping people, but then as they grew, they, you know, invested in marketing and selling that kind of dream, um, which is probably where, well, it is where all that money's going. So it's just going on their lifestyle and their content, which again brings in more views. And because it's all attention and it looks so good on social media, you get even more views. And because we live in an attention-based economy, this again just boosts and gets more views, so they can sell even more courses and sell even more of their products. So unrealistic expectations, like you see it on social media all the time, like if you're making less than 10% a month or whatever amount, then you're a terrible trader. But then if you actually look at the statistics, like only 3% of traders make profit and only 1% do it predictably and consistently. So if you can do that, and if you have a profitable system and you're actually making money from the markets consistently, then you're already in a really good position. So don't get too, you know, manipulated online and manipulated on social media, because it's very easy to see these big influencers and even small little creators trying to sell something. So just have that in mind. So if you're making, like, you know, 10% a year, 20 or 15% a year, don't think that's bad. That's good. You're beating 99% of people that aren't even making money consistently. And try and compare yourself to the actual, like, bigger corporations like banks, the S&P 500, and look at their results, because the S&P 500 on average produces 10% a year. So if you're making 15%, you're doing better than, like, most of the big companies and the banks. So again, moving on, they never show consistent results or over a long period of time, just a day to day. And of course that's going to get views, you know, like my best day ever, I made 30k today, or, you know, whatever it could be. And of course that's going to get views. Like, you know, you're going to be interested, why is he making 30k a day? But then you never know the back end system. Like, you never know if he was over risking, and if is that consistent, and is that actually a profitable way of trading. So these are all just things you need to keep in your head when kind of viewing, and take it with a pinch of salt. And the reason why they do this is simple. Like, you know, they don't want to hurt their image. You know, if they show losses, and if they show, you know, negative months and losing streaks, which are completely normal within trading, and of course that's just going to hurt their image and sales and their courses that they're trying to sell. And so most of these gurus are saying they make 10% a month. So over a year, that's 100%. And if they did that on 100k funded, then they'd probably be like the top trader on that firm. So it's just not really true. And if they were making that much money, then why are they selling a course? Like, why are they trying to sell you something if they're making so much money? Especially from compound effect. Like, as you can see here, if you have a 100k account and you're making 10% a month, just in 3 years, you're going to be making almost 2 mil. So why are they trying to sell you something? It's so clear that they're just trying to use you and sell you this dream. So 2 to 3% is already exceptional results. So don't get too overwhelmed again by not making so much. Don't forget how powerful small and consistent results are. Like, let that compound, and in a few years you'll have like a massive live account. You'll have so much funding, as long as you're profitable, that is, of course. So this year I am up 16R on my full mechanical model, and then on the hybrid I'm up 9R so far. So about 25 up, and that, you may be thinking, oh, is that all? Yeah, but my results are consistent and I have a steady equity curve because you've been conditioned and kind of just brainwashed into thinking, oh, I need to be making 10% a month, or I need to be making, X, Y, and Z. When in reality, if you're making this kind of, like, look at my results, pretty consistent. If I go up here, like, you can see, like, look, these are pretty consistent results, and I have a pretty steady equity curve. And just by being up this amount, I'm already in, like, less than the top 1%. So you can kind of really see how these influencers use, these crazy statements of making £100,000 in a day, when in reality, they could have just been over risking, or they could have had so much capital behind that trade where they can have good risk management with that. But like I mentioned, you also don't need a yearly good return as long as you're profitable. You just need the capital to back it, because, like I said, if I'm up 25R this year with $1 million capital behind me and funding, you're already in 6 figures a year. So just bear that in mind and keep that in mind when you're kind of watching these influences. So if you're struggling, just keep that in mind, and don't compare yourself to these influencers, because most of them are lies and they're just using good marketing to try and sell you something. So here's some more, facts and some data here. So high loss rate studies show that a large majority of retail forex traders are unprofitable, figures ranging from 75% to over 90%. So if you're making consistent money from the markets, then you're already in the top 1%, 10%. And if you can do that to a high standard, you're going to be making exceptional money. Like I said about compound interest, like, give it a few years and you're going to be making like a lot of money in the 6 figures. So bear that in mind. Another one, sustainable profits are rare. Consistently profitable traders is a rare and requires discipline, proper risk management, and a well-tested strategy. So that's all I really want to talk about today. Like, I just want you to keep that in mind while comparing like different mentors and strategies, because there are a lot of good, mentors out there that are just trying to help you, but there's also mostly a lot of bad mentors just trying to sell you a course or a PDF or some form of something to make money off of you and kind of just use you as a product, compared to like what I'm trying to do is actually build something, actually build a community, not sell anything, and just level up with you guys. So keep that in mind when trading. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Just something for you guys to be aware of. Peace.